Disclaimer, this is not a hate video at all. I am trying to get my opinion out for this community, though I am in it. Thank you, and I really hope you enjoy the video. Good day to all my deers and chromes. I am the Exalted Deers, and I'm out here with the opinion about the Gacha community. Yes, this is my honest opinion, though I am in the Gacha community. Like I said in the intro, this is not a hate video. If you start disliking my video, then you probably are an idiot. So, I'll be starting off with maybe 5 reasons why I do not like this community, and then reasons why this community is also freaking toxic. I am giving my best opinion, so let's start off with our first reason. Alright, all? Alright, this one's a big problem in the Gacha community. Sorry for not being as loud as I usually am, but here's the thing. There's a lot of kids in this community, and I'll be going through the disgusting part later, but for now, there's a bunch of kids in this community that think, oh, I'm going to go ahead and make my obsession cookies, or oh, I'm going to make my obsession potatoes. This is known as the food obsession in this community. This obsession is based off of something that's like food related. Whether they would do something dealing with it in dares or something else, they would go ahead and make it like, ooh, make dares that people can steal my cookies away, and boom, they will get so fierce, they become a raging demon. Like, here's the thing with me. I am in love with Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a great game series, but here's the thing. I don't go out with my fans saying, go steal Fire Emblem away from me and you're dead. But that's not what I want to do. I want people to actually try out the game themselves and see the experience it. Sorry for acting a bit nervous here, I don't have a script. So, on to our next style. Now, there's a possibility you might not know this person, but this is a popular Gachatuber in the Gacha community known as Cutie Pun. She is a YouTuber that has, I believe, 400,000 subscribers, and she creates animations with front-facing Gacha characters. Now, not everybody might know what a front-facing Gacha character is, but it's basically literally making the Gacha character face forward, since Gacha characters cannot face forward themselves in the game. So, this is known as the Cutie Pun style. Now, of course, this is originated from Cutie Pun, but nowadays I see this style appearing way more than ever. This means that there's not that much originality in this community. Like, it was like the same like back when Gacha barely started. There was a bunch of the hated child videos and stuff like that, but that's not the same. Now people are like trying their best to edit and get popular, and therefore they start copying a popular YouTuber style. Now, this one doesn't cause much of a problem to me, but definitely annoying because nobody's original in this thing. Yes, my videos are horrible and I'm ranting about this right now, but I really don't care. But on to our next one. We're getting into the toxicity part of this community. Whenever somebody does criticism or does a hate comment on somebody, like I did with my reasons why I dislike it's Crystal Snow and why she shouldn't be the most popular Gachatuber in the entire community, I got attacked because, oh my god, you're attacking my favorite Gachatuber, how dare you? Because like the moment somebody puts criticism or even like something helpful for the Gachatuber, or even just put a comment of hate, the fans go on and attack that person like there's no business. This was the problem when Jellybug was big. A lot of times the people would go ahead and attack the person that made a video on Jellybug because it was their favorite YouTuber. Like they said, Gacha isn't like the best thing to do stuff on. It's definitely very much hated for, but here's the thing. People in the internet cannot take criticism. There's always a reason why nobody could take criticism in this world. The moment somebody puts criticism, they take it out like hate, and boom, you get immediate hate because it's criticism, and you think it's hate. People are really idiots these days, and yeah. We're going to even further down into this hole, and now we're on to our next reason. This is the reason why, is the main reason why the gacha community gets a bunch of hate. Since the gacha community mainly supports a bunch of disgusting things. Those disgusting things include sex, fetishizing a bunch of things, incest, and more. This is part of the reason why I want to drop out of this community. So I'll be going over some things it supports. It fetishizes mainly the excuse me for that, I cannot say this word correctly, so bear with me. LGBTQ plus team, or I should say the community. So I'll go with the sex part first. There is little children in this community, and therefore they're going after these videos saying, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." Like, what is wrong with your minds? First of all, this is a dress-up game, and I believe this is mainly Looney's and the gacha community's fault. Looney had a bunch of disgusting things, and it's still not removed on iOS because Looney forgets about iOS and it doesn't give a fuck about it. But here we are. Now we're going on to the fetishizing. They believe that being in the LGBTQ plus community means it's a personality trait. This becomes ridiculously annoying, and I hate it so much. So, on to conclusion. Like I said before, there's a bunch of overrated Gachatubers here, like It's Crystal Snow. I believe it's like Lily Terox or something like that. I don't know. Never heard of her in a while. But let me say this. Every single Gachatuber is overrated. No matter how much effort they put, and everybody believes they should have more subscribers or something like that, I won't care. This community will die soon, and if it dies, I'm going to be happy. I don't care that I'm going to quit this community. I probably am going to in a couple of weeks, maybe months. I'm probably not going to even leave. It all depends. But nobody in the gacha community should have over 100,000 subscribers. There are people out there that deserve it way more than Gachatubers do, and I'm being honest. Sure, there's a bunch of people, and I said to a bunch of Gachatubers they should have more subs, but that's because I really want to be appreciated to people, and lucky me, I am like that. I love giving out criticism, and I don't even care that I get attacked. In the end, Gacha should die in a fire. I really don't care that this community is freaking alive and well, but it's going to die soon, and I will not care at one bit. So, in conclusion, that's my rant. This is my first rant, so it's not the best. And I want one thing to every popular Gachatuber. Please start doing animation. You will receive much more, what's it called? Help because of this. To everyone, treat criticism like it is. And I'm not afraid to get out my opinion. I'm not afraid to get hate. So bear with me, people. Thank you all for listening to this, and enjoy the rest of the battle. So yeah, love you all.